Hello and welcome to this session on educational supervision training, which I'm sure you're all going to find absolutely stonkingly good. My name is Ramesh Mihe and I'm one of the program directors from the Bradford GP training scheme. I've actually tried to do this video clip a zillion times, and therefore I've decided to stop being such a perfectionist and just to get on with it and let's see what happens. Anyway, the whole point of me developing this package for you is, one, so that you can figure out what educational supervision is all about. Two, to help you see how to do it easily and effectively. Number three, to help you make effective use of the e-portfolio for educational supervision. And four, to basically synchronize us in the way we're all doing educational supervision. In other words, doing it in a way that truly satisfies the purpose of educational supervision. Now, I know that some of you are feeling apprehensive and anxious at the thought of doing educational supervision. And I also know that some of you are feeling overwhelmed, especially as it may have been forced upon you at a time perhaps when you've already got so many fingers in too many pies. And I know others feel like screaming. Okay, perhaps not quite like that. So let's see how I can make this whole education supervision thing much easier for you. But before I do that, please, can I make a few gentle requests? The first is, I beg of you not to shoot me. Remember, I'm just the messenger who simply wants to help you. And please don't send me annoying emails to complain. Remember, I didn't write the rules, and just because I've put together some tutorials doesn't mean I'm a big fan of the way educational supervision is currently prescribed. But you know what? I do believe in its value, and I want you to see that too. That's why I've developed this whole training package. The sort of value I'm talking about, you know, that inner sense of satisfaction you get when you see a young, new, inexperienced person develop into a professional, all-rounded GP. And most of that's because of you. And the other reason why I don't want to get complaints is simply because, yeah, I'm one of those sensitive sort of guys, you know, who's in touch with his feminine side, perhaps. Yeah. So,
boy, where you been, boy? I've been looking everywhere for you, boy.
Don't you ever do that again to me. Now come here and give me a big kiss.
One thing I do want to say is that I do not profess to be an expert. But I am a good guide, and I will try and do my best to support you. And if you're feeling a bit like this, I will help you feel like this. Now, how can you say no to that? And this is how I plan to help you. This is where you are now, and this is where you need to be. And my job is to help you get over this wall. So let's see how I'm going to make all of this happen. First of all, I'm going to split educational supervision into its content and process parts. We're then going to look at each of these individually and then put them back together again. Actually, many things in life are easy to understand if you divide them into their content and process parts. For example, let's take the journey from Leeds to Birmingham. Here it is. The content would be the individual turns that I need to make to get to Birmingham. In other words, getting from my house in Leeds to the M1 and then going all the way down to junction 23 and getting onto the M42, which I think is about here, before finally getting onto the M6 into Birmingham, which is somewhere around here. The process would be the way I actually drive the car to get there, the speed I do, and whether I take stops on the way to refresh myself and enjoy the journey, something which can't be depicted on this map. I hope you can see now that the complete journey is the sum of both these parts, the content, i.e. the stops of the route, and the process, the way I drive the car and what breaks I take and so on. So going back to educational supervision, we'll start off by looking at the purpose of educational supervision. In other words, what are we really trying to do? Because if we all truly understand what we are trying to achieve in a general sort of way, that might then help inform our process and stop us from becoming too nitpicky about the content. Once we've done that, we'll then look at the content in more detail, i.e. the individual stops that we need to make during the educational supervision journey. We'll be particularly focusing on common areas that supervisors find difficult, such as looking at the log entries in terms of their quality, quantity and level of reflection, validating the curriculum statement headings that the trainees have made links with, looking at how you as the educational supervisor decides which professional competency headings to link the log entries to, and that thing that frustrates a lot of educational supervisors, which is a section of the e-portfolio where you have to rate the trainee in terms of the 12 competency areas. As for those of you who are worried about the technical side of things, don't worry. By watching some of the video clips that accompany some of the tasks in this package, I'm hoping that section will be catered for. Once we've looked at the purpose, the content and the process in individual detail, we'll then put it all back together again to complete the journey of educational supervision.